In this demonstration video, we are going to create and run a pipeline. A pipeline orchestrates testing, static analysis, process application, snapshot taking, and deployment through different BPM environments. Now, let's create a pipeline first. Let's click here. Okay, enter the name. Let's name it as hiring sample pipeline. Okay, we could set the trigger as below. So in this demo, we'll choose every day, and we could set the time as midnight here. All right, a pipeline consists of different stages and steps. The steps in one stage are executed by sequence. So when all the steps are completed in one stage, it will move to the next stage's steps. So now let's click the add icon here to create a first stage. Let's name it as process center because we've used it before. You could just type it down. The type development server, this one, BPM 860. Let's choose hiring sample as the process app. Okay, submit. After creating the first stage, let's click the add icon here to create some steps. First one, let's name it as take snapshot. Type snapshot. Let's choose the first naming pattern here. Click submit. And now let's continue to create the second one. Name, check style. Type, of course, check style. Here you could see the healthy score threshold, warnings threshold. Those are the default values. You could change it per what you need. Okay, then let's tick ignore empty documentation, ignore JS coding style check. And we have two more options here. The hard on failure means whether you want to halt the pipeline if the healthy score or warnings exceed the threshold. And here, the tip, it means whether you want to run the tip version of the check style of the process app. So in this demo, we don't tick these both. Okay, click submit. And now click to add. The next one, let's name it as unit test. Type test. And we need to choose a project, unit test project. For these two, we don't tick these both. But for this one, if you want to exclude some test cases, you just click here and choose the one you want to exclude. Okay, submit. Till now, the process center stage with 3 steps has been created here. Take snapshot, check style, unit test. Now let's create a second stage. Still, click here. For second stage, let's name it as process server. Type test. Select the server, this one, QA server. Click submit. Now let's click the add icon to create some steps. First one, let's name it as deployment. Choose the type deployment. Okay, here, if the ignore validation error is checked, it means the deployment step will continue, even though there is validation error in the process app. And for offline install, if your process server is not connected to the process center, you need to choose this one. When you click it, you'll see the TWX path. It is a specific folder path in BPM server for saving TWX files. However, if your process server is connected to the process center, you just choose the online install here. So please choose the option based based on your real BPM server deployment topology. Okay, click Submit. Let's continue to add. The second stage, let's name it as functional test. We see here, type test. Of course, we need to choose a project. This one. Okay, click Submit. Now the second stage is down here with 2 steps, deployment and functional test. Please be aware that you could always add more stages per what you need. So here we just build 2 stages. Okay, let's scroll down a bit. You could see the email notification. If you have already set up the mail server when you installed the IDE, you could type down the recipients here. Okay, let's click Save. Now let's click the name to see. Let's click Build Now. You'll see a window shows up here. It allows you to type down the snapshot acronym name. If we enter the existing snapshot name, the pipeline will be executed on the target snapshot and skip the snapshot and deployment steps. If we leave it as empty, it will be executed as normal. So let's just click Run button without specifying any name here. Click Run. Okay, and as we could see, we could monitor the pipeline build status here. And here, click it. You could see the build logs. Okay, actually it will take a while to finish this one. So for demo use, I'll just move it to the completion page. After completion, you could see 2 chained charts, one for functional test, another one for the unit test. Okay, and click here, the build number, we could get a complete report. Okay, the report is for 2 stages, for process center and the process server. Let's click to see. The first one is for check style, the report. Actually, we've talked about the report in the check style demo, so I'm not going to say more here. Remember, you could view more details by clicking here. Next one is the test report. It's the summary report. Let's take a look at here. You could see the server, process app, snapshot name, tip environment. And for the details, remember to click the test case name to view it. Okay, next one, the test report for functional test. Here, the summary report, you'll see, same as earlier, the server, process app, snapshot name, tip environment. But pay attention to the server. Compared to the previous one here, the servers are different. Okay, that's all for creating and running a pipeline. Thank you for your time.